All right, so what does a former sleepy railroad town have in common with a lakeside suburb? I'm Ron Burgundy. Well, in 2025, there are two of the hottest real estate markets in North Georgia. Today, we are breaking down why people are flocking to Ball Ground, Georgia, and paying top dollar in Cumming, Georgia, and whether now is the right time for you to make your move. Hey everybody, my name is Tim Gibson, and my channel is all about North Georgia real estate. Please subscribe if you haven't already. If you are considering moving to North Georgia, or if you're thinking about listing your home in the area, please reach out. My contact info is on the screen. So let's start with Cumming, Georgia, a very popular location. It's located in Forsyth County, Georgia, roughly an hour north of Atlanta. That's about 39 miles if you are driving. I don't know, maybe you'd be flying a helicopter or something else, but if you're driving, it's 39 miles. Forsyth County is the wealthiest county in all of Georgia. The median home price in Forsyth County, Cumming, Georgia, is actually $654,000. So what makes Cumming, Georgia and Forsyth County, Georgia such a desirable place to live? Three main reasons. Number one would be the school system. Forsyth County Schools is regarded as one of the best school districts, public school districts in the entire state of Georgia. And if you look at a list of the schools, middle school, elementary school, high school in Forsyth County on a website like niche.com or greatschools.org, you'll notice that just about every single school in the entire district gets an A or A+ rating. So number two on the list would be proximity to Lake Lanier. Lake Lanier is a popular destination for people that want to live on the lake or enjoy the water. It's a massive hub for recreation, fishing tournaments, and lake living. And most importantly, I would say, is the massive development on Georgia 400, which is also known as Highway 19. That's a direct artery from Atlanta all the way up to Dahlonega, Georgia. And Cumming and Forsyth County sit right on that artery. So naturally, it provides a corridor for people to jump on the highway and commute down closer to Atlanta if they work in a corporate setting. Totally random fun fact, but the movie Smokey and the Bandit was filmed on Georgia 400 as they were kind of constructing it and expanding it up into Forsyth County. So I think that was in the late 70s or early 80s. So if you're familiar with Burt Reynolds and Smokey and the Bandit, check it out, and you can see some clips of Georgia 400 in the early stages. And Forsyth County, Cumming, Georgia, is located in what we would call something like a Goldilocks zone. It's close enough to Atlanta for commuting, but far enough away for peace and quiet, although some people that may be originally from Forsyth County would argue that that's not true. It's not peaceful or quiet anymore. But compared to places like Atlanta, it's definitely a lot more peaceful. There's also some really great shopping districts in Cumming, Georgia that are sort of hubs for, entertainment, shopping, places for gathering and things like that. One would be the Collection at Forsyth, which is located off of exit 13 on Georgia 400. Another is Halcyon, which is off of exit 12, just south in Forsyth County. It's like partly in Alpharetta, partly in Cumming. And another really cool spot is a place called Vickery Village, which is sort of like a live, work, play area in Forsyth County. You've got some townhouses, you've got some single family homes, you've got shopping and dining, all sort of located in one little nice kind of town square type feel. And there's some really fantastic neighborhoods in Forsyth County and Cumming, Georgia. Polo Golf and Country Club is the one that comes to mind in the south part of the county. Windermere is another one that's on the eastern part of the county, close to the Chattahoochee River. Another really great neighborhood is located in the west part of the county. It's a neighborhood called Ashbrook. And what's really cool about Ashbrook is that they have their own neighborhood community Christmas light extravaganza, where all of the neighbors in the community, they all decorate their houses and everybody goes crazy. And people drive from all over the area to visit, and the traffic's crazy and it gets really busy. And honestly, these Christmas lights put Clark Griswold to shame. And this is just a brief overview of Cumming, Georgia, of course. And if you want some more information on the area, different neighborhoods, property taxes, things like that, please reach out. I would be happy to help. And also, I've done a few videos on Cumming, Georgia too, so you can scroll through the channel and then you can check out some of those videos as well. Next on our list, we're going to be talking about a small railroad town that I mentioned in the intro. It's Ball Ground, Georgia. It's sort of an up-and-coming location in North Georgia. You might be wondering, where in the world is Ball Ground, Georgia, and I've never heard of it. Well, let me show you. So Ball Ground, Georgia is located about 50 miles north of Atlanta, and that would be off of Interstate 575. It's north of Canton, which is a larger community in Cherokee County. And it's sort of like a triangle. If you imagine, Cumming, Georgia is a little bit further east, Canton is to the west, and Ball Ground is just north of Canton and south of Jasper, Georgia, which we talk about frequently on the channel. Up until recently, Ball Ground was just kind of like a town that you drive through, but you don't really stop there for anything. Just kind of a quiet, sleepy town in North Georgia, but it has exploded just like a lot of the other towns in North Georgia. And in 2025, it's actually one of the fastest growing parts of Cherokee County. Most of the development in Cherokee County has been centered around Canton, Georgia, which I would say is very similar to Cumming, Georgia, in terms of amenities and population and access to Atlanta and things like that. But now people are moving up into Ball Ground, which has been, just kind of a nice little country town. In contrast to Cumming, Georgia, Ball Ground is sort of on the rise and has not experienced long-term growth like Cumming has. And that's evidenced by the median sales price in Ball Ground, which is about $454,000 as of May of 2025. So what is driving the growth in Ball Ground, Georgia? Let's talk about it. As with most smaller towns in North Georgia, people are looking for peace and quiet. People want to get away from all of the the rat race and all the stuff going on in the suburbs, but they still want to be close enough to some of the amenities that, Metro Atlanta has to offer. And Ball Ground really meets all those criteria. It's got small town charm. It's got a really cool little downtown area where you can actually eat hamburgers on an old bus. And yes, I've been there, and yes, the hamburgers are awesome. It's quiet, but it still has access to Interstate 575, which you can jump on pretty quickly and get down to Atlanta or somewhere in the suburbs very rapidly to get to your commute. Ball Ground, Georgia is located in Cherokee County, like I mentioned, and it's a pretty large county in North Georgia. So for the most part, you would be attending schools in Cherokee County School District. Yeah, and like Forsyth County, Cherokee County School District, most of the schools are right there at an A rating. So it's a very desirable place to live for that reason and a lot of others, which I'll share with you. Ball Ground still has some relatively inexpensive property if you're looking for vacant land when you compare to other places in North Georgia, although that's quickly changing. So people that want to maybe have a little mini farm or have a little homestead or just some property, some space to spread out a little bit, Ball Ground tends to be a popular choice. There are quite a few new construction neighborhoods going up in Ball Ground. And really, if you think about the vibe of Ball Ground, I would say something like, Mayberry meets, Chip and Joanna Gaines, like the Magnolia sort of farmhouse southern style, which is very popular for people that are in the Atlanta area. Some local highlights about Ball Ground, Georgia. One of the coolest places to visit in North Georgia is Gibbs Gardens. Gibbs Gardens is a world-class garden for anyone that likes to be outdoors or, you like botanical gardens or things like that. It's a really fantastic place to visit and really chill, relaxing place to just kind of get away and explore the, natural scenery out there. Great coffee shops, breweries, great location for weddings. Ball Ground is a destination for weddings in North Georgia, and the Wheeler House is one that comes to mind whenever I was playing music back in the day. Played a few weddings, wedding receptions at the Wheeler House. Really, really cool, fantastic place to have a wedding in a nice setting. So let's talk a little bit about the comparative real estate markets in Cumming, Georgia and Ball Ground, Georgia. Cumming, Georgia is well known as a established and desirable place to live in North Georgia. You do have quite a bit of competition since it's such a desirable place to live if you are a buyer looking to move to Forsyth County, Cumming, Georgia. But Cumming has also seen long-term growth over the past 20 plus years, and I don't really see that changing very much in the near future. If you're looking for something a little bit less pricey, a little bit more country, a little bit more laid back, then Ball Ground may be a better option for you. Prices for homes are generally a little bit less expensive in Ball Ground than Cumming, Georgia. Ball Ground could be a good option since those prices are still a little bit cheaper than Forsyth County and Cumming, Georgia. If you're a seller in Cumming, Georgia or Ball Ground, Georgia, we are seeing a little bit more inventory come on the market than we've seen really since pre-COVID. The market is balancing out, which feels like a massive slowdown compared to COVID. But I think what's really happening is that we're just seeing a return to a little bit more of a balanced market. That being said, we're still seeing houses go under contract relatively quickly. And really, in any type of market, if you are a seller in a place like Cumming, Georgia or Ball Ground, the most important part of your marketing plan is to price the house right. Because if you price it too high, it's going to sit and you're going to have to reduce your prices to find the market. And then at that time, you may feel like you're losing money because you're having to reduce that price. So price your house right up front and it'll move pretty quickly. All right, so should you wait to buy or should you jump in if you're thinking about moving to one of these areas? Is it too late? I would say not necessarily. Rising interest rates are balancing demand. So even though prices are high, we're seeing more negotiating power return to the buyers. And buyers had no leverage whatsoever during that 3-year span of COVID. And we're seeing a little bit more of that negotiating power return to the buyers. In Ball Ground, you can still find some gems if you act relatively quickly. And in Cumming, you are buying into a top-tier school district with long-term growth that we've seen over the past 20 plus years. And really in both towns, it's less about timing the market, which nobody can really do, whether it's in the real estate market or the stock market or any other market for that matter, and finding the right fit for you. All right, so what'd you think about this video? Would you rather have front porch nights in Ball Ground, Georgia? Or would you rather have a mix of suburban, a little bit of country, and a little bit of lake life in Cumming, Georgia? Yeah, leave your thoughts in the comments on which you would prefer. As always, my number's on the screen if you have any questions, if you're thinking about moving to North Georgia, or if you're considering listing your home in the area. See you on the next video.